that. Say things black and white, and I guess I'll just leave it there for now.
All right. So you mentioned black and white, Pop. So I know you didn't watch the main event, but you did watch the Frank Sanchez Richard Torrez Jr. fight.
Yeah.
That was the fight that you were interested in, and that was the fight I was interested in. Richard Torrez Jr. was the latest guy as far as the American heavyweight hopefuls.
Yeah,
he would have, this was an IBF eliminator fight. So if he would have won this fight, he would have been in prime position to challenge for the IBF title. And a lot of people were picking Torrez. A lot of people thought, Frank Sanchez was slipping a bit because of the Caballero fight. And Frank Sanchez, he took that personally. He took it really personal, and he made sure that he ended this fight quickly and simply and got him up out of there in 2 rounds. So what do you make about Richard Torrez Jr. and what do you make about the current state of American heavyweight boxing?
Well, the current state of heavyweight boxing is really shitty right now. That's what I'll say. Straight shitty. We don't have big names that are coming out. Americans coming out here that we can say, hey, this is the next amateur. This is this and what. Because every time we put our finger on somebody, it just never comes out the way it's supposed to. So right now we're in the rot. Put it that way. But eventually everything breaks down in time. Somebody will come out and break that string of us not having a heavyweight. As far as that, as far as the fight, it's the only fight that I was really excited for, to be honest with you. Frank Sanchez reminds me a lot of the other Cuban, Laura. He only fights every so often. He fights a little bit more than Laura, but he's still the same thing. But
in his defense, he's had fights on the table with Filip Hrgović, Mozi Talma, Daniel Dubois, and for one reason or the other, you can call it ducking, you call it avoiding. These guys all decided to go their own path.
Yeah.
So it's not like he. One of the commentators said it best. He's in the who needs him club, right? So he's not a guy that people are going to voluntarily go fight because you're not getting a lot of money fighting him. It's a hard fight. You might lose. Yeah. So I could understand it, but
so I mean, congratulations to Sanchez on that win. I really was going for Torres. I was talking to my son while the fight was going on for a few seconds, and I blinked, and I'm like, oh shit, man, this motherfucker's shaking. He's having whatever, and it's unfortunate it happened, but this is boxing. And I was telling my son that when Torres was fighting the round, I said, man, he keeps doing that herky-jerky shit. I'm not saying that's how he spends his time.
He kept doing that lead hand hands jousting.
I'm not saying that Sanchez time. I mean, Sanchez gave him a clean shot right to the temple, and that was it.
So Pops, now Frank Sanchez, he's now the mandatory challenger for the IBF heavyweight title, and he's a high-risk, low-reward fighter. Usyk seems like he's in a position now where he feels like he feels content with what he's done in boxing. If we rankings, you got Torres, who he just beat in the eliminator. Right. You got he probably won't fight because Itama already went another direction. Right. And after Itama, you got Joshua, and then you got Jalolov. So you probably don't know a lot about Jalolov. No. But what do you think Anthony Joshua at this stage of his career? You think he goes the Frank Sanchez route? What do you guys think?
I mean, whatever he does, he's gonna do anyways. But I don't. Unless what Josh wants to come back and be.
He's fighting like a bullshit like fight like this. Like he's fighting like some guy
like that same way,
like some guy that's like a
random guy,
random non-boxer.
Yeah. So he's saying that he wants to come back and he wants to become a undisputed heavyweight. And I'll say it like this: I don't even fucking believe Eddie Hearns because he says he can make shit sound like his goal. So I don't really know if that's really the sentiments that Joshua really wants. And for me, Joshua's done a lot, just like Usyk, and these guys have done more than enough to stay. They can go to the limelight. So whatever they do, they're gonna do.
Yeah, I feel like I'll say it like this. You guys know, and it's no secret, I am the president of the American Filip Hrgović fan club. I like Filip Hrgović. That's a guy I've been high on since I started covering his career here on this channel back in 2019. Filip Hrgović, I think he's probably one of the more interesting guys in the division because he could either fight a Dubois or he could fight a Moses, which I think are the bigger money fights. But this has now become an option because I don't think if Hrgović is ranked what? Hrgović is 9 in the IBF. Now, I don't think anybody because Sanchez is 3. I don't think anybody from 4 to 7, apart from maybe Jalolov. The only guy is maybe Jalolov might fight a guy like Frank Sanchez, but I don't know. If it gets to that could be a fight that gets presented to him again. Now, Hergovich's manager is Keith Conley.
Mm-hmm.
Keith Conley is a very shrewd businessman. That's why he's been funneling all his guys over to Zuffa Boxing for these crazy big contracts.
Sure.
But what do you think? You think what do you think about Frank Sanchez potentially against Filip Hrgović if they were to fight for the IBF title?
That'd be a good fight. I think it'll be a decent fight. I'm still gonna go with my man Hrgović, but you can't count out Sanchez. We see what he did.
He was up for this fight
I thought
today.
Torrez gonna fuck this guy up, man. I was so pumped up. And he had crop on his side in the locker room. Doing all this shit.
They're going viral because there was a clip on Matchroom Boxing's Instagram where Bomac's giving Richard Torrez this speech, and I'm like yo, I was ready to like run through a wall, take off my jacket, and run through a wall for Bomac.
You looking ass now, man.
And Bomac was like, yeah, it ain't about the money gonna come, son. We want the legacy, we want a trophy case, all that stuff, and then bang, 2 rounds, and he was out of there. So, and you know what? I want to say this, man. People are so cruel on social media. I don't normally feel bad for fighters. I don't. But I do legitimately feel bad for Torres because, I mean, Richard Torres is a genuine, like, good guy. He hasn't really been at a level to duck fights or anything like that. So I can't really say he's ducked anybody. Mm-hmm. There's not really any reason I could even think of to hate on Richard Torres. But nonetheless, I see people all over social media making memes with Richard Torres. Like, I saw one guy put Richard Torres like him laid out like this, but he photoshopped it like on a slide. So I mean, it's just the world we live in now.
I mean, yeah, exactly. You're always gonna get some people laughing at it, this and that. And I would say like this. One loss is not define you. Yeah, you got knocked the fuck out like any other boxers have. But I can still see him, building his career and hopefully get another shot down the road. I don't think that it's the end of the world for him. And why not give him another shot like anybody else?
So for people out there that are keeping score, because all the American heavyweight hopes have lost. If you're asking yourself, who's the next young undefeated American heavyweight that we might have to look forward to?
Mm-hmm.
And that means Pryce Taylor. Pryce Taylor is up. Pryce Taylor, you're on the clock now. Right. You are now the new American heavyweight hope. And look, I like Pryce Taylor. I had a chance to watch him fight. I don't really look at him as a championship type fighter, but I think he's a lot of fun. Right. But he hasn't lost yet, and it hits very, very hard. So we'll see how far Pryce Taylor can go. Hyro makes a great point. You know what? I give credit to my main man Hyro. Hyro, we talking that bullshit, but every now and then we talking that good stuff too.
Yeah.
He mentioned Joshua Edwards from Golden Boy, U.S. Olympian, good fighter. I would say right now the new American heavyweight hopes for good, bad, or indifferent are Joshua Edwards and Pryce Taylor. So let's see how far they can go.
Yeah.
Before they lose,
Yeah, we'll just have to see, cross our fingers and keep our X's and O's crossed.
I want to ask you this, Pops, because I asked this question on Twitter because I actually think that this might be true. Now, my man right here, Christopher, he says Dave Benavidez is America's best heavyweight, and he's not even a heavyweight. Is there any truth in that statement? Do you think it's possible that Dave Benavidez is the best American heavyweight without even being a heavyweight? He's a cruiserweight.
I mean, he's got the power, he's got the style, he's got everything that can make him that it factor for America. So that's being open-minded. Yeah, I like him, but he's a cruiserweight, right?
Well, because his name was floated out there about potentially fighting Usyk. I made a video during one of my last lives about basically how if Richard Torrez Jr. got his hands on a belt, Benavidez versus Torres could have been a potential big fight because it's two Mexican Americans.
Yeah.
Fighting for the heavyweight title, that would have been big, Olympian, but
I think that's that boat sailed already. The boat's sailed already for that one. Yeah, but he could be up there for a lot of fights. He's still, besides the debacle with Canelo and this and that, he just got to go on and make his legacy his own legacy. And if it takes him to go into heavyweight and test himself, so be it.
My man Haka Mustang, he's been up a good point. I want to see what you think about this. He says maybe all of our best heavyweights are locked away in prison. USA needs to bring back prison boxing teams. That's what made Bernard Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins, benefited from that.
You got a point.
I think in general, I mean, this is not a discussion for, true school sports, but like we know that the prison industrial complex in America, it's funded by certain people profit off the prison system. So it's not beneficial for them to give people help in prison because then you can't fill the prison, you can't make money, right?
Yeah.
So my thing is, yeah, I'll love for it to happen. I highly doubt that it does, but I'm with you on that 100%.
For sure.
He says, nah, lots of American media are talking up about Benavidez will beat Usyk. I mean, I don't really want to see him at heavyweight because I feel like there's enough fights at cruiser and light heavyweight that
clean out
that are there that Benavidez, Bivol, Opataya, those are all great fights. If he gets through all those fights, if Atif Overton rises up to the ranks, or Najee Lopez or Ben Whitaker, like he's got 3 big fights right now, and he's got another 3 potential 2 or 3 cooking in the crock pot if those guys do their job. So we don't need to put Benavidez at heavyweight. Well, why? Why? Because Turkey got an idea. Does he want to do Benavidez versus?
Yeah.
Does he want to do Benavidez versus Usyk at the Statue of Liberty? Is that the next one or?
Yeah, you don't know what him. Like even tonight we were saying like we do the rematch in the Netherlands and blah 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 blah. Like I sometimes I feel bad for the guys who gotta wait in line mandatory for like the longest and forever. But the fight with that is I would like to see. We've always been talking about what's his name is Kubral, the guy Cabello from Germany. And he's been waiting his turn. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah, give him his shot.
I mean,
at the crown.
He's sitting there waiting.